Okay, looks like I'm live. Excellent. Okay, it's been a while since I went live, so it took me a little while to get this set up this time, but I think I'm live, so that's good. Um, if I'm live, then anyone in the chat say, "Hi, you're live." Great, and it's a Saturday morning. I said in my last video I wouldn't necessarily live stream on a Saturday morning, and afterwards I realized, well, why not? It's as good a time as any. So here I am, and what I have in mind to do is to totally remake my portfolio page. A lot has happened since the last time I updated it, and here's my old one, or my current one, I suppose. So I want to go through what my current one is like, and some things I would like to change, and things I want to keep, things I want to change, etc. What's important in a portfolio page, and we'll just have some fun with this, right? What's that? Oh, okay, sorry. Okay, so first of all, I started to remake, or at least revise, this current portfolio page after my first freelance gig, and that was like back in June. But then I got my first full-time job, so I thought, oh, well, I guess I don't need to do this freelancing thing necessarily. So right now, I use one of the library that I used for this one is React Bootstrap. I was very familiar with React Bootstrap from using it in different projects. I just have simple, I have links to all these social media things, and you can go to the About section, freelance, projects, and I have this card carousel, and then my resume, which also probably really needs to be updated. Oh yeah, I actually put my freelance work on there, but I'll have to update that as well. But anyway, so there's some good things, and there's some things I don't really like. I don't really like this About section. It's just kind of plain text, and the skills, that needs some help too. The freelance work I made very prominent. I was planning on doing more because other people were approaching me, but I could actually put this just in the projects section. And then personal projects, I have a whole bunch of them, but I think just using like my few most professional ones, I'll get rid of the card carousel. It's kind of fun and kind of nice, but just a few prominent projects would be good. And actually this design I came up with just based on my husband's portfolio page. He learned web development before me and got his job a few months after graduating boot camp. And it's just very simple. It doesn't even have like an app bar. It doesn't even have, like, look at this. It just has regular links instead of icons. And it's just super simple. And his projects, he just has 4 projects. I like his technology section. The icons of the technology is kind of cool. But yeah, so I kind of modeled it off his, and having the embedded video demos of the projects is another thing that I mimicked. Oh, look, he has a little copyright on the bottom. Whoa. So that's where I got my original idea. I do like just this little summary. He doesn't have a huge about section, just a little summary. That's kind of nice. Yeah, just sometimes simpler is better. I got a tiny bit more fancy, but what else was I gonna do? So one thing I would like to do is use a different styling library. I want to use Material UI. And one reason I want to use it is because, well, for one thing, it's what they use at my work right now. But there's a lot of other companies that use it, and I'd like to get more comfortable with it. There's a lot of advanced stuff you can do, like theming. There's custom themes where why can I not go down here? Components, styles, oh, customization, theming, right. So you can customize the palette, typography, spacing, but you can just customize everything, you know? So you have this default theme that you, oh yeah, default theme. But then you can do your own customized stuff. And I've gotten kind of used to this because I've been using React Native Paper, which is like the React Native version of material design. So that's given me a little bit of an intro and how to use it. But one way I like to come up with a design for a new project, well, first of all, I want to have in mind what elements I want in my project, what pages, what the content is actually going to be, right? I want to know what the necessary content is. And then I like going to deciding the library I want to use and going through the components list. And from there, through what's available, I kind of come up with a design. So first of all, what elements, what content do I want? Like I said, I want resume, projects page I want to keep. Probably not freelance, maybe like a work history tab would be nice. Work history, maybe. And then another, so that would include the freelance, but it would also include my current job and any other paid work I end up getting in the future. And then like the about section, I'm not sure if I want a whole about section or if I just want like a little blurb like on Nat's website. We'll see about that. But I also might add a media page, because another thing that's happened since I revamped this page was I wrote an ebook, Teach Yourself to Code, on Gumroad, and I'd like to include an embedded link to that as well. I think Gumroad has a way to embed it on your page. So there's that, and there's my YouTube channel, and I don't know, whatever articles or things that I could put on there. A media page. That would be kind of nice. Now this little guy right here, I kind of designed this as a fun little thing, MS for Martha Sharp, right? But it's kind of unnecessary and it's kind of strange, I think. So I might just get rid of that. I see Nat just used his profile picture up there. That's kind of interesting. It's nice to have something up there, I suppose. These are good. I think I had to do those myself somehow because React Bootstrap doesn't have icon buttons, I don't think. Maybe it does. I don't remember. Right, and then another difference is you see how I can just scroll, like the entire page is just one page and you scroll down and then this just takes you to different sections, right? I think instead I would like to use React Router to mimic different pages. And I think that might be more mobile friendly as well. Most people will look at this on their mobile phones. Like 80% of web surfing now is done on mobile phones. So designing mobile first is really important. And this, let's see. And this looks pretty good on this, there we go. On mobile phones. So you go see, because React Bootstrap collapses it down like this. Collapses it down into a little bar, and I don't want this, go away. Okay. So it looks okay. Oh, it kind of starts to shrink, but that doesn't look, but I never go under 300 pixels anyway. So this doesn't look too bad on mobile phone, and if I wanted to just scroll all the way down, I know Material UI has this little floating action button that lets you return to the top if you want. So that is an option if I want to do that. But I think more mobile friendly would be to make this into, either dropping down from the top like this or coming out from the side like a side drawer to choose, or you can even do it on the bottom, and you can do it on any side you want in Material UI, which is kind of nice. And then just a navigation menu like that would be nice. I'm a React Native developer, so I want my portfolio page to look like a React Native app, basically, even though it's not And another thing I did was I got my custom domain name, marthacodes.com. There you go. I have a custom domain name now. Actually, it turns out I had several that I had bought that I just totally forgot about. I only remember them because I get a notification that it's about to expire. I'm like, oh, forgot about that one. Oops. But I'm pretty sure this is the only one I have right now, I think. So anyway, so those are the things I want. I should be writing this down. I want a media section, media, and a home page, of course, home. Media, work history. I don't know if that's what I want to call it, but that's good. Projects. I don't know if I want to call it projects either. I might call it like, yeah, why not projects? And then a resume link as well would be good. Maybe I could also have a contact page. That would be good, because one thing I've never done, which a lot of people do on their portfolio page, is have a little contact form at the bottom or on a separate page. And I've never done that before, and that would be really good to experience having that. So contact form, so I'll say contact, yeah. And I could either put my resume in the resume link in here or in the bar, or I can just add it, have it at the top of my work history section. That might be a good idea, like a download resume button or something. Yeah, that sounds good. Yeah, so home, media, work history, projects, contact. How about that? Great. Okay, so those are all the things that I want in my website. Now, how do I want to design it? I know there's dark theme. That's another fancy thing people can do is dark theme for the customized themes. But so let's go to the components. So I'm going to have to refresh myself how the layouts all work here. Box, container, grid list, hidden. Okay, I'll have to refresh myself on this stuff. I don't have to do it during the live stream. I can do it off stage. Inputs, navigation. Navigation. So this is what I'm talking about. Now there's tabs. I see. That's if you're just switching between tabs. Okay. Don't really care about that, I don't think. Nope. Now one thing I thought about here is the accordion. You know, the accordion like this, where it opens up different options. I thought that would be kind of cool to use for like the work history section. So especially, so for each job, I could have just the title and the dates. And then for more details, you open it up and there's a longer description of what it is. I think that would be kind of nice. So that's one option to get a little fancy. I'm going to make a note of that actually. Accordion. Cool. Hello. Hey, we've got people watching. That's great. I didn't know if anyone would come on a Saturday morning, but I suppose it's not morning everywhere, right? I suppose some places in the world it's actually a quite decent time. Okay, accordion. Let's see, what else do we think we want here? Oh, app bar. Okay, let's look at app bar. So you can have an app bar. It's not going to be blue. It's not going to be baby blue like this. It's an interesting design choice. Baby blue with baby pink. Yeah, so there's lots of different options here, and you can have it different sizes and different icons, prominent. And oh, look at that, even a bottom app bar. That looks very native-ish. And then the placement, wait a minute. I know they have, and then you can scroll to hide app bar, or like I said, there's the scroll to see buttons. So you get to the bottom, it says go to the top, you know? So that's kind of nice. But the other thing I wanted to do was navigation. I know there's navigation. Did I miss it? Oh yeah, navigation. Here we go. Bottom navigation. Right, so that looks very native-ish. I mean, do bottom navigation, breadcrumbs, drawer. See, drawer is what I'm looking at here. Is what I was talking about. So you can do a left drawer like this. I like how they demonstrate it on the actual screen. That's kind of cool. You can do it the right, you can do top, and you can do bottom. And like on mine, React Bootstrap, so React Bootstrap only does it from the top, right? Right, from the top. And that's okay. I mean, from the top is fine. It's fine. But when you use React navigation in React Native, the drawer opens from the left. So that looks like a native app right there. Even though the left is not where the thumb is, like normally when you want something that's very convenient, you put it as close as possible to where your thumb is on a native app. But, you know, the left is just fine. So that's probably what I'll do for that. Either that or the top. That's also a good option. Yeah. Link menu. What is stepper? What's that? Oh, so if there's different steps. This is what happens when you're publishing a YouTube video. Step 1, step 2, step 3. I wonder if YouTube uses Material UI. But this is what I'm talking about. It's just everywhere. Just all these elements. I'm like, wow, I've seen that in a lot of places before. I guess a lot of companies use this. Okay, so good. Progress, dialog, snapbar, backdrop, data display, icons. Yep. So I'll use icons for my little buttons. For these little buttons here, that should be just fine. And there's even tooltips. I just love going through these libraries. I really do. There's just so many little goodies. I'm like, ooh, what's that? Ooh, I've got to use that for something, you know? So I've often even come up with ideas for projects when I was learning. I'd come up with ideas for projects simply based on looking through a library and getting excited about all the different components you can use. It's just very cool. There's pagination. There's, oh yeah, that's kind of nice. I don't even know what these things are. What's going up? Anyway, I don't have to get into all this stuff. Toggle button, tree view, component API, style, system, customization. Yeah, I'll look into this. There's just so many goodies. It's very nice. Okay, so now I want a design. And I'm actually making good time. This is only 15 minutes so far. Great. I'm making great progress here. So what do I use for this? Excalidraw. I don't know what this was. I better just... Excalidraw just goes everywhere. You can just do whatever you want. Wait a minute. Where am I? Oh, there's that little guy right there. Wait, scroll back to content. Aha! That's what I want. I want to delete this guy. Process, remove, cancel actions. I think that was for work. Shh. All right, so here we go. So I'm going to design with mobile first in mind. Okay. Now, what I want, first let me say what the pages are going to be like, okay? We're going to have a parent component, whatever it is, the parent component for the whole app. I don't need Redux for this one because there's not a lot of data and state being handled by a lot of different components. So I'm not going to use Redux, just React. And so I've got my parent, and then from the parent is going to hold all the routing. I have to remember, it's been a while since I used React Router too. Okay. So the routing, is going to go to the different pages. There's going to be the home page. There's going to be the work history page. Okay. There's going to be projects, contact, oh, and media. Not necessarily in that order, probably contact on the bottom, etc., whatever. Now, each of these is going to have different components. Work history. Whoa, this is all one thing. I don't know why I'm doing this on Excalibur, because I'm going to design something. Okay, so this is going to be the home page. And the home page, whoops. Don't want a tiny little square here, okay. So that's for mobile, and then this is for desktop, laptop, okay. So I guess I will have an app bar. Maybe a prominent app bar. That looks okay. I mean, especially for a big screen like this. Click. There we go. I suppose that isn't too bad a size. Yeah. I thought about getting a different profile picture as well. That one, this one, which I use everywhere. I just use it everywhere. I use it for Twitter, LinkedIn, GitHub. Is it on YouTube? YouTube, just everywhere. And it's actually from 3 years ago. This is a 3-year-old picture. And amazingly, it still looks like me. So that's why I don't feel bad about using it. And I don't have a lot of pictures of myself. So, so maybe someday I will get a new profile picture, but it is not this day. Plus, whenever I'm relating to people on like Twitter or LinkedIn and different places, and they get a new profile picture, it's just so jarring to me. It's like they just changed their identity or something. Like, wait, I've been betrayed. Who is that person? It's like Doctor Who getting reincarnated or something. Anyway, but someday I will get a new profile picture, probably. I think I'm lagging a little bit right now because things are kind of slow. Okay, so let's go back here. Come on. You don't have to be slow. You can be fast. That would be okay. All right, so let's have a little hamburger button. Hamburger menu on the left side here. I'm just gonna make it a square. It's actually gonna be a hamburger menu, but that's okay. No, I like it on the right side. I really do, because even though native opens from the left, yeah, it's more convenient to the thumb to have it over here. And if I have a little emblem or something, or I could have like Martha Codes over here or something. I don't know, title. I don't know. Design is not my strong suit. I just kind of do whatever and think that it's gonna be okay. Okay, so this is link 1. I'll just say link, and then I'll copy. V. I'm not too picky about this. There we go. I mean, these should all be a little bit closer together here. And here's another question I struggled with design. So for example, here I have all these links on my homepage, right? But where is the best place for them? They could be here, or they could be on my contact page, because that's where you can contact me, is through LinkedIn, Twitter, or they can be up here in the actual bar, or they can be several places. They can be they can just be everywhere. And in a certain sense, that kind of redundancy is very nice for the user. You find that in other apps, the redundancy. So you can find, no matter what page you're on, no matter where you're at, you can always find them. So I might just throw them in all over the place. That might be a good idea. So, for example, navigation drawer. Let's see what we got. So I'm going to have it open from the right. And I can even do like a little divider here. And that's something I can do. Yeah, I can do that. I could have the icon here and then LinkedIn here. Icon here, Twitter here. So that might be nice to have a little divider and have those contact things there. That would be nice. But then I could also have them on my contact page and on my homepage. I can have them all over the place. That sounds good. Yeah, good plan. Good morning. Hello. Okay, so I'm going to have a drawer that opens up. Boop. Drawer. I'm just showing the drawer right now. And then these, obviously, with the larger screens, you're not going to have a drawer. I like the drawer, well, not going to have it with the larger screens. And link. How many do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh yeah, I do have 5. Link. Oh, but now here's the cool. If I have them in my navigation drawer, shouldn't I also have them on my bar up here? Wouldn't that look a little cluttered maybe? This is the interesting thing about doing this live is you get to see the whole like back and forth thought process. I wonder what of my coworkers actually went to school for UX, for design, and he brings up some pretty interesting things that I never just thought of on my own when it comes to design. So it just would be interesting to watch someone who's actually trained in UX design go through the thought process out loud, and I could learn a lot that way. I don't like things being too noisy and cluttered, so I'm not quite sure about having these links up there, but I'm getting a little nitpicky right now. Let's just start with the most basic design. Okay, most basic design. I've got these links, and then I guess my homepage. So basically on a bigger screen, this is all I've got. Like, you shouldn't necessarily have to scroll down, and you'll just be able to see whatever is on each page. And that's what's nice about React Router is you can mimic having separate pages in a single page application, right? Because scrolling can kind of be a pain. Clicking can kind of be a pain too, but scrolling is also a pain because it's down, where is it, and then Martha codes. I don't know if I'll have an emblem. It's not clicking. Is that because I'm lagging or what? Hello. Oh no, it's because I have a circle. I need the arrow. Okay. There we go. Oh, I also noticed that my tab here says Martha Sharp codes. So it could be Martha Sharp codes, or just Martha Sharp or Martha codes, once again, a little nitpicky, right? Now, this is really, really basic. I think I'm just going to have the same thing on my homepage. I'm going to have my circle face. I'm going to copy, this is supposed to be just the drawers. So I'm going to copy this and do it here and say that this is home. This is going to be my home screen. It's not very big, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. Down. I'll have to drag. No. Why is it not going down? Down. There we go. Difficulties. I'm having difficulties now. Just wait till I start coding. All right, so now the home is basically going to look like what it looks like now with my happy little face in a circle, I think. I like the happy little face in a circle idea, I believe. But I like the idea of having a blurb like with Nat. I mean, just look how simple this is. Like Nat Sharp, software engineer, just a little thingamajig. I do like having these as icons though, just for to be more visual. I mean, yeah, and this page looks fine, but I mean, just look a little nicer if it had a navigation bar and icons. You know, like it's just you don't have to get too fancy with stuff. It's just fine. Yeah. So name, title, and about like a little about blurb. Name, title, icons. I'm just being lazy by not actually writing those out. I mean, like drawing them out. I should be drawing them out. There we go. Now another option that I've kind of gone back and forth about is having these side by side on the bigger screen. But I think I've tried that and I don't like it as much. You know, because this is a lot of black space. So that's one reason why I was like, well, how about if I'm over here, and then this other stuff is over here. Or the about, and technologies. Oh, technologies too. I didn't think about that. Like Nat has these cool little technology icon things, which I like and I see a lot everywhere. And I just have like this little list of, I have like the ones I'm most comfortable with and the ones that I'm not as comfortable with here. But you know what? I'll probably just get rid of this stuff. Who cares? Like, this is kind of what beginners do, is they put stuff that maybe they've kind of read about or used a little bit. Just please see, I have so much stuff that I know. But honestly, if they ask me about any of this stuff in an interview, I could talk kind of intelligently about these things. Yeah, okay. Maybe I could keep them in there. I mean, yeah, if they ask me questions about those, I'd be able to answer pretty well. Probably take off Firebase, though. I've barely used that at all. But I'll definitely have, like, these guys up here. So, anyway, whatever. Getting sidetracked. Yeah, I like the little technology symbols. Those are very, very fun. I like those. But where would I put them? Where am I going to put them? Because I've got my... They wouldn't go in my... didn't I make a list? Oh, yeah, here we go. Organization. Work history, okay. I guess you could call it work experience, work history, whatever. Projects that can show the technology I use for each project. That kind of makes sense. Contact, no. Media, no. So I suppose it would be in like an about section. Maybe I do need an about section. Yeah, let's add an about section. People do that stuff. Home, about. And that's where I can basically say how and when I learned to code, what I've done since then, the technologies I know, what I love about it, what I love about my current job, and my career goals, or whatever. Just an about section to just say anything. And actually, in the about section, it might be nice to have, I actually could have a different picture of me. Like this could be my primary, like homepage one, and I could have a different picture. Just shake things up by having a different picture. That'd be kind of crazy. About section. And that's where I can have the technology. Good idea. Say so myself. Oh, the thumbnail for a profile picture. You like the thumbnail? I kind of liked that thumbnail too. It looks like me, and it's got kind of a plain background, which is nice. And yeah, I don't know. I thought about that. So thanks for the suggestion. We'll see. We'll see. Um, let's see. Home about work history. Now I'm losing my train of thought. But this is one of the things I love about live stream is getting distracted by people who are actually watching. It's very fun. What am I doing now? Yeah, so about section, I better take notes about what's going to be in each of these sections. That's why I'm doing this, though. Okay, so name, title, icons, about blurb. So I'm not going to have an about blurb, in other words. That's one thing I guess I'm not going to do here. Oh, no, I could just have a little blurb. Okay, that's an idea. I could have a little blurb, and then just like on Nat's page, but then I could have an actual about page as well, which gets more detailed. So that might be okay. Another great thing would be to look at other people's portfolio pages and get ideas from that. I'm not too into adding really fancy stuff that's not necessary, like dark mode and light mode and stuff just to show off kind of thing. That's what actual projects are for. Speaking of which, in terms of projects, like let's look at that right now. Let's look at the projects I've got, okay? I mean, I'm obviously going to keep this one. This is my most professional one that I can actually demonstrate. This app I made for a freelance client. Unfortunately, I can't demo and put on my portfolio page the native app I've created for work, even though that's my biggest project so far. Can't do it. I can talk about it. I can talk about all that I did and stuff, but not demo it. I guess I could ask, but I very much doubt that they would be okay with that. In terms of these guys, I want to keep my JavaScript bartending game. That's the first app I ever made, and it's just plain JavaScript. I think it's the only project I've ever made with plain JavaScript. So I will keep that one. So that's 2. And I guess I could keep my full stack web app that I made with Node Express. It's a MERN stack one. I haven't been maintaining it, so I don't know if it even works anymore. I could try it out and see. But that would be 3. And then Hangamon, it's kind of one of my favorites. I mean, so that would be 4. That would be 4 different projects. Unfortunately, only one of which was professional and only one of which is a native app, and the other 3 are just kind of personal things. Ideally, I would create, what I dream of doing is actually creating an app that I can deploy to distribute on the App Store, like a real native app that people can actually download and use. Because the one I made for work is an enterprise app. It's not on the App Store. No one else can see it. But I would love to go through that process of creating a native app that anyone can actually use. I could even look into, I'd want everyone to be able to download it for free, but I could even look into what it would take to do in-app purchases or whatever. I mean, all sorts of different things you can do in native apps. So I'll keep that on the back burner for now, but that would be great to have something like that in my portfolio and show off. Keep it in mind for next time when I finish this and I need another idea for live coding, do a live React Native app. Okay, yeah, so that's good. I'll do the projects, just 4 projects. So let's copy this here. Copy that. Home page. Now I'll do the projects. And basically I want, wait a minute. I think I like the embedded YouTube video thing. I think I like the card thing, actually. So I can do a card. I should look at what cards look like on Material UI quick here. Under surfaces, yep, card. Benevolent, great. Okay, so here's an example. Oh yeah, that'll look nice. Yeah, like if that's, okay, so I can either have a title thing up here, or this is basically what I have now, where I've got my YouTube video, title, content, and links here. Wait, where am I going? Here. Yeah, so that'll look nice. YouTube video here, title here, description here, and then 2 action buttons here. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah. And of course on mobile, I'll just have one at a time. Wee, YouTube video. And then, yep. I don't have to do everything right now. Title, description, and links. It'll look nicer than that, but that's what I got. And then on this one, what I will do is I will take, no, that's not what I want. No, that's not what I want either. I want this and this and this. There. I'm gonna put it here. And that's way too big. I want it smallerified. Okay. So I'll do it kind of like that. I'll do it side by side, just 4 of them, side by side. And then like a title here, projects. Now, wait a minute. I could probably see, like in native, when you navigate to something, it shows up here. So I wonder if I can do that with Material UI. That would be very nice. Because you'd make a basically a dynamic app bar. So you would pass, so the title in the app bar would be props that can change. Nope, it can't be props because it's not a child of that component, but it can be in state. So the state of the bar title can change depending on which page you navigate to. So that's how I can dynamically change the title of the app bar. So if I really want to do that, that'd be good. I'm coming up with these ideas. It's kind of nice that I can figure it out in my mind. Just like, oh, how would I do that? Okay, yeah, I'm gonna put it in state. That sounds good. What was I doing? Oh yeah, Excalibur. Yeah, so I could dynamically change the title of, oh yeah, I can just enlargeify it like this. That's nice. That's way too big. Whatever. But that would be nice. That would look more like a native app then, because you've got the title of whatever page you're on. Actually, technically, if you're like doing React navigation in React Native, you'd have a back button as well. But I don't know if I'm going to do that. Could. Let me check out React Router again. It has been a while since I used React Router, honestly. Okay, basic routing, right. You have links, routes, blah, 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 nested routing. Use history, use location. Right, because you could just make your own back button. You really could. I could just like imitate a React Native app for my portfolio page. That'd be kind of fun. That'd be kind of show-offy. There was actually a React Native summit or something like that. There was like this worldwide thing, and it was very fun looking at the homepage for that for that event or conference. Was it conference summit, whatever it's called. And because they had made it into basically a React Native app, even though it was a web page, and I thought that was very clever. So I could kind of try showing off by doing that. It'd be kind of fun. So yeah, and then that's scrollable. You go down and you see the other ones. That's pretty basic. Okay, projects. I'm going a little slow here. I'm talking too much. This is fun to talk. Oh, I'm 45 minutes now. Oh man, I got into it way too much. Projects, home, work history. Okay, let me just I'll just very quickly do the rest of the pages without talking too much. Work history. This is kind of cool. And instead of doing all sorts of things with this design, I'll basically say what's here. I'll say an accordion with jobs. Oh, it's not big enough or something. Make it bigger. No, don't make it bigger. Why did it cut it off? Oh, there we go. Accordion with jobs and descriptions. Ah! Link to resume. Yeah, I want a link to resume or download. Download resume button. I think that would be good. Accordion with jobs, download resume button, and the same thing here. I'm not gonna get too crazy right now. Okay. Just want to say what's gonna be on each page, and then we should be able to get to coding a little bit next time. What else have we got? About section. Yeah, about section. Contact. I don't have to do that. It'd be a simple form. And media. About and media. Whoops. About, and then I'm gonna have a picture. Maybe another circle, maybe a square this time. I don't know what's better, consistency or variety. I mean, the circular profile picture is more communicating. That's like the home page. This is like, but when you have an about section, I suppose it'd be okay to have a little variety, huh? Okay, so the about section will be like how I learned, home I learned, yeah. How I learned technologies, experience, interests, something like that. And what else? The icons for how to get in touch with me, I suppose. Why can't I click on this? There we go. And icon. Sure, why not? By the way, if you guys have any great design suggestions, I'm totally open to that. Oh, I'm just trying to copy and paste. Just do my bidding. There, copy paste. Developer rage. Okay, media is the last thing. You know what? This stop it. This is a sign that it's about time to wrap it up. Oh no, come on, I clicked the arrow. Okay. I'm not a fan of Excalidraw at this moment. Oh, I have to double click. Okay, I'm just learning how to do it. That's just fine. Okay, media, and what do I want to put on media? I don't know, something about, I want to embed my articles I've written, Gumroad book, I guess like there's a Redux talk I did, specific YouTube videos, which are not my demo videos. So I'll have my embedded demo videos for my projects, but I can also see if there's any that I would like to put in the media section as well. Articles, Gumroad book, and YouTube videos. Sounds good to me. Pretty nice. And I don't know. Oh, come on. I can't triple click on it. Okay, thank you. Okay, sounds good. That's enough. And I'll figure out what this needs to look like after I decide what, more specifically, what I want to do for the content. I have a couple of LinkedIn articles I could put in there, and my book, and there might be a couple YouTube videos. Maybe my Redux talk would be one. Yeah, we'll see. Okay. Oh wow, guys. Well, that was a good start, I think. I mean, I've got a basic kind of setup here. So next time I could get started with actually coding. Create React app, install some packages, Material UI, and React router, and I will brush up on those two while I'm off stage, or whatever you want to call it, in between times, so that I can start coming up with the structure of the app itself, like component structure, and what we need in state. Especially I'm going to do fancy stuff like a dynamic app bar title and such, and possible back button. Oh right, there's a home button too. I don't need a home button because you can always just do the drop down menu and click home. But a back button, possibly, potentially, might be nice. Nah, just a dynamic title. I don't have to get fancy. That's fine. Anyway, I've seen a lot of single page portfolios. Not sure if it's a trend. Do you mean single page like I'm talking about my old portfolio page where I just have it all on one page and then these link to the different parts of the page? Or are you talking about like a SPA single page application with the routing to the different pages? Because I don't know, I've kind of seen both, but I don't know, getting more practice using React router would probably be good for me. And then the contact section, like I said, I've never done an embedded email form, so that'd be nice to figure out how to do that and get that done as well. In fact, getting my own email based on my domain name might be more professional even, but that's another thing. It's one of those things where you can have all sorts of ideas, but what's your MVP? What's your minimum viable product? Start with that. Then if you want to add features and fancy stuff, go for it, But I'd like to at least get this just up and looking good, and then move on maybe to another thing after that, instead of lingering on a perfect portfolio page, which there's no such thing. So it's much easier to do everything on a single page like this because you don't have to mess with routing. I mean, it's super easy. Just, okay, here's one component, then I have another component, I have another component, I have another component, and then you just make, whoops, what'd I click? Oh, my resume, yeah. And then you just do a ID for each of these components, and then it's just the href is to the freelance here, and then it's just easier. It's fast and easy to do it that way. It really is. But like I said, I think for mobile friendly, the less scrolling you need to do, the better. Which, you don't necessarily have to scroll. That's why you have these up here, so you don't have to scroll, right? So I really don't need to use React Router, but part of the reason I'm doing this is just to keep all this web development stuff fresh in my mind from doing all the native development I've been doing. I don't want to forget how to do the web development stuff. So plus I'll be having to use all this stuff pretty soon for work because they have right now their customer-facing site is just a WordPress site, and the plan is to make it into a React app. So I'll be using all this stuff, including Material UI and React Router and the embedded form and all these things. I'll be using it for work pretty soon. So it's nice to brush up on it before that happens in the meantime. So anyway, thank you guys for coming. This is a great start to a new season, new season in live coding. And I'm excited to get started on this. So thanks for coming. Happy weekend.